Somebody asked me how to create the illusion of a more full face with makeup, and I'm going to show you that. But I also want to mention, if you are losing volume in your face because of aging, please follow me for face yoga. Join my class this Saturday, and we're going to actually create more fullness in our faces. But this is what I would do for makeup. I'm going to start with contour. And of course, everybody has a different face. Even if you have a thin face, they're all a little bit different. This advice is in general. I'm going to take this detail brush. I'm using my Seint palette, and I'm going to dip my brush into this contour Astoria, and I'm doing this very differently than what I normally do. So normally we put contour right under the cheekbone or maybe a little bit above if we want to create the illusion of lift. But to create a fuller look, I am going to go from the nose to the cheek. So I'm just going to try to make this look full. So I'm using the edge of this brush and just sort of dabbing, and I'm going to go all the way to my nose. I think you might be able to see that already. It looks like I have a little more volume. And now the other side. And it looks messy, but we're going to blend it in. This could be the end of the contour for you. If you feel like you have a long, thin face and you want to shorten your chin and or your forehead, I'll show you how to do that. So you may or may not need to. I'm just going to put a little bit of that contour right on top of my chin. I'm not going to put the contour under my jaw because if I have a thin face, and I have more of a medium face, I'm going to want to highlight that. And then if you wanted to shorten the forehead, you're going right into the hairline, and you can decide how much shortening you need. And we're gonna blend it all in, don't worry. Next, we're going to do a little bit of highlighting. So I'm gonna use the small end of my buff brush, excuse me, and I'm using my brightening shade. So when we do Seint foundation, we have a lighter brightening shade, which is sort of like concealer, and then a darker shade, which you can see I'm almost out of. I'm going to use a little more of that brightening shade than I normally would to create an illusion of a fuller face. So I'm going to use the lighter color around the jaw. So a lot of us will contour here to make it look thinner, but if you are trying to make your face look more full, go ahead and put some highlight on your jaw. I'm also going to go right above the eyebrow. This is a high point of the face. In the middle, a little bit on the bridge of the nose, upper and lower lip. And I'm going to put a little bit more of this highlight than I normally use around my eyes. So normally I do a dot on the inner and outer corner, but to create a look of more fullness, I'm going to connect that, but I'm going underneath. I'm not pressing product right into the wrinkly part. So I have contour, highlight, and now in whatever space is left, I can use my main color. So go into that Athens. I need to reorder some more of that. Put a little bit here, my nose. There's not a whole lot of space. And now I'm gonna just blend it all in by patting. Make sure not to, if you do the chin, don't forget, because it'll look like it's dirty. And again, I'm patting. Definitely want to blend in this cheek contour pretty well. You want to have a trace of it left so that you get the benefit, but you don't want to have this line all across your face. I always like to go over everything with a sponge, so this will pick up any excess makeup. And I feel a little bit pale with all of the brightening, so I'm going to put bronzer on. And I love Tan Lines bronzer. If you have fair or light or even light medium skin, I highly encourage you to try Tan Lines instead of Bella. I think you're gonna really love it. It's just creates a gentle, warm glow. So I'm gonna put this on my cheeks and go up a little bit around the temple, a little on my jaw, not as much as I might normally because I want that highlight there. And then a little blush. I'll use Dahlia. So starting high, and I'm kind of rocking it all around that cheekbone. So since I'm trying to create that look of fullness, as we age, we lose our fat pads. They start to get thinner. Sometimes they slide down. And with face yoga, we lift and build our muscles to sort of replace the look of where the fat pads were. There's a lot we can do with makeup, but there's even more that we can do with face yoga and makeup. I always like to pat out the edges. And then important for a fuller look is the illuminator or highlighter. I have two different types to show you. Our normal cream illuminator comes in several different shades. This one's Angel, and it has a very subtle shimmer. They're beautiful, they're never too much. I also like to use Petal Lip and Cheek, which is a lip gloss, and it looks pink here, but it's got barely any color on. And I think it's really great for mature skin. They both are. I'm gonna use one on one side, one on the other, just so you can see if there's a difference. So this is Angel, the one with a little bit of shimmer, and I'm going right on top of my cheekbone, high part of the cheek, to bounce light off there and draw people's eye, and going right above my brow here, this high part. So here's Petal, and high on the cheekbone, right where my smile lines are. Oh, I just heard that these are called joy lines in Chinese medicine. The smile lines are joy lines, so that's such a nice way to look at it. I need to touch up my lips, and I'm using sandstone with a bit of royal on top. Sandstone's a matte color. It lasts a long time. Royal is a gloss, which makes it a little more moist. You can highlight the Cupid's bow by putting some of that illuminator or petal right in the V, and then blend it out. And that's what I would do to create more fullness in the face. So that contour is going to go all the way up to the nose to just highlight this part of your face. We're using the brightening shade or highlighting shade on the jaw to make it look wider, and some contour at the top and bottom just to sort of shorten the face if you feel the face is long. Let me know if you have any questions, and please follow for more makeup tips and face yoga for mature skin.